happy Easter. I hope you've all put your egg drawings in your windows and are trying to grow some of the things we went through last week. Don't forget those smiley faces. I've posted one picture of mine. I'll post a second later tonight. I said tonight would be fun and games, but there will be a tiny bit of work for next week later for all those in scouting. I hope everyone will join in tonight. First game is a treasure hunt. So I want you to find things while I'm talking to the grown-ups. You don't have to be able to pick them up. You just need to be able to say what they are and count them. You need to find as many things that are yellow in your house as you can. Ready, steady, go. Hello grown-ups. I just wanted a few minutes to say thank you. Thank you for supporting these meetings, be it live or recorded. Thank you for letting your young people use your social media to join in with my crazy activities. Thank you for helping them make the projects each week. Thank you for sharing the photos and updates of what our members are doing. Every activity is towards a badge, so I'll say sorry now for the added sewing you'll have when we do go back. Sorry, I have no idea when that will be, but I will be continuing these meetings every week until we do go back. Cubs, Scouts, Guides, Brownies and Rainbows and everyone, please do join in each week. I know some of the activities are more beaverish, but maybe you can improve them, make them better, and please share your ideas if you do. On the subject of ideas, grown-ups, if you do have any ideas for activities, please share, because I'll start to run out soon. I'll post my meeting plan for the next few weeks, but after that I'm kind of hoping I won't have to be doing these, but who knows, and as a good scout I must be prepared. Okay, last few seconds of the treasure hunt. 3, 2, 1, stop. Now it's time to count what you found. You can post how many you found, just a number would be great. I found 6. I've got the badge on my arm, adult glue, my socks, my necker and a book. My necker's being used by Veramy, that's why I haven't got it on. So now, we're going to write a short story together. I asked for words to be sent in so I could add them to my story. It's called Unicorn Poop. I got it off the internet with words left out for us to add. I asked for nouns, which are naming words, adjectives, which are describing words, and verbs, which are doing words, to put in the gaps in my story. The words I got were Jacobs, happy, horses, stones, running, light green, furious, toilet, Zoe's, beautiful, jump, Herbert's, placed, laugh, birds, and popping. And here's the story. Unicorns aren't like Jacobs, they are happy. They look like horses with stones for feet and a running mane of hair, but unicorns are light green and have a furious toilet on their head. Some Zoes don't believe unicorns are beautiful, but I believe in them. I would love to jump a unicorn to faraway Herbert's. One thing I've always placed about is whether unicorns laugh rainbows or is their birds popping like any other animals. I've put some more stories like that one on my resources page, but there are lots more on the internet. Maybe you can make some up by searching Mad Libs, but remember to only do so with an adult's permission. The funniest stories come when you don't know the story behind it before you choose the words. Now, I'm going to read a story that is special to scouting. You may have heard leaders called very weird names and wondered why. Well, I'm going to tell you. When Baden-Powell was first thinking about starting a group for boys too young for scouts, he spoke to a friend called Rudyard Kipling. No, he does not make cakes. Kipling had written a book about a young orphan boy in India who was brought up by animals. The animals taught him important skills and encouraged him to experience things and learn. Baden-Powell thought this would be an ideal base for his new group. The boy was Mowgli and the book, The Jungle Book. The wolves who helped care for Mowgli are Arkela and Raksha. Arkela is the leader of the wolf pack, which is why the head cub leader is called Arkela. Other leaders are called other names from the book, like Baloo, the bear, Hearty the elephant, Ricky, short for Rikki Tikki Tavi, the mongoose, and many more. All the names are names people in India use for those animals, so Baloo actually means bear. My personal favourite is Mang, because Mang is a bat. Now, At first, in 1916, these groups of boys were called Junior Scouts. That was quickly changed to Wolf Cubs to fit with the Jungle Book story, and now is shortened to just Cubs. There are actually lots of stories in the Jungle Book, but most of us only ever hear the version in a Disney film. There is a colouring page of the book cover on my links page as well. There are also some mask patterns you can print of Jungle Book characters to colour in, or you could just design your own. It counts for part of your Global Issues badge. So now I'm going to read you the Disney version of the Jungle Book. It was a quiet day in the Indian jungle. Bagheera the panther was walking along the river. Suddenly the silence was broken by a strange sound. Bagheera went to see what was making the noise. It was a man cub. He found the baby boy in a basket which lay in a half-sunken boat. Bagheera felt sorry for the baby. Carefully, he carried the basket ashore. The man cub will never survive without a mother, Bagheera said to himself. What should I do with you, little fellow? He asked the smiling baby. Bagheera remembered that a wolf family lived nearby. Perhaps they would adopt the man cub. Bagheera brought the basket to the wolf's den. When the mother wolf and her cubs found the laughing baby, they smiled. Rama the father wolf was not so pleased at first, but soon he too was smiling at the man cub. The wolves named the man cub Mowgli. For 10 years he lived happily in the jungle. Mowgli learnt many things from the wolves. He learnt how to run like a wolf. He learned how to scratch himself like a wolf. He even learned how to play dead like a wolf, just for fun. But one day there was some bad news in the jungle. Shere Khan the tiger had returned. The fearsome tiger hated all humans because a hunter had once shot at him. Mowgli was now in danger. So late that night the wolf pack gathered with Bagheera on Council Rock. Even the strength of the pack is no match for Shere Khan, declared Akela, the pack leader. The man cub must leave at once. But he is like my own cub, protested Rama. Where will he go? Then Bagheera spoke up. Perhaps I can help. I know a man village where Mowgli will be safe. I will take him there. It was agreed that Bagheera and Mowgli should leave the next morning, but taking Mowgli to the man village would not be easy. This is my home, protested Mowgli as Bagheera tried to pry him from a tree. I don't want to leave the jungle. Reluctantly, Mowgli began the journey to the man village with Bagheera. Night began to fall when they came to a big tree. Bagheera decided they would spend the night there. Go to sleep, he told Mowgli, as they settled themselves on a large branch. But they were not alone. Kaa the snake was hiding in the tree, and he thought Mowgli would make a tasty treat. Yes, man cub, Kaa whispered as he slithered down the tree. Go to sleep. Mowgli woke up and saw Kaa. Go away, leave me alone, he said to the snake. But Kaa just smiled an evil smile and said, Don't be afraid of me, man cub. Trust me. Go to sleep. Kaa stared at Mowgli. Mowgli stared back, but he began to feel dizzy. He was under Kaa's spell. Kaa wrapped his long tail around Mowgli. Bagheera woke up just in time. What are you doing, Kaa? He shouted. Bagheera slapped Kaa with his paw before the snake could hurt Mowgli. Kaa fell to the ground with a thud. You have made a serious mistake, Bagheera, said Kaa as he slithered off. Back up on the branch, Bagheera said. You see, Mowgli, the jungle is too dangerous for you. You will be safer in the man village. But I want to live in the jungle. I can take care of myself, cried Mowgli. No, said Bagheera kindly. You belong in the man village. We will go there in the morning. But Mowgli did not want to live in the man village, so early the next morning, before Bagheera was awake, he ran away. I don't need anyone, Mowgli said to himself, but after a while he felt very lonely. Then Mowgli heard somebody singing, Dooby 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 dee, sang Baloo, a big friendly bear. Baloo noticed Mowgli was by himself. Well, hello there, little britches, Baloo said to him with a smile, and they quickly became friends. Will you teach me how to be a bear? Mowgli said. Sure, Baloo answered. So Baloo taught Mowgli how to dance like a bear, how to growl like a bear, and even how to fight like a bear. I want to stay in the jungle with you, Baloo, said Mowgli. Later, Baloo and Mowgli went for a swim. I'll teach you all about the bare necessities of life, Mowgli, said Baloo, as they floated down the river. I like being a bear, Mowgli replied happily. Neither of them had noticed that several monkeys were watching them. The monkeys wanted to bring Mowgli to their leader, King Louie. Before Baloo could stop them, the monkeys grabbed Mowgli. Help me, Baloo, cried Mowgli. But the monkeys swiftly swung him round in the treetops. Soon they were far away from the river. When the monkeys reached their home, they brought Mowgli to King Louie. So you're the man cub, said King Louie. You're crazy. I'm not crazy. You are, said Mowgli. Have some bananas, said King Louie, shoving 2 into Mowgli's mouth. Tell you what, he continued. I can fix it so that you can stay in the jungle. Have we got a deal? Yes, sir, said Mowgli. The monkeys decided to celebrate. Everybody started dancing. Meanwhile, Baloo had found the ancient ruins where the monkeys lived. In order to rescue Mowgli, he disguised himself as a big monkey and danced right into the party. Baloo made a very good monkey. Baloo's plan worked. While the monkeys sang and danced, he carried Mowgli out of the ruins. Thanks for rescuing me, said Mowgli. I didn't want to be a monkey. I'd rather be a bear like you. But you're not a bear, Mowgli, Baloo said, sadly. The jungle is too dangerous for you. You belong in the man village. You're just like Bagheera, shouted Mowgli. I don't want to go to the man village. I can take care of myself. So Mowgli ran away from Baloo too. He didn't even notice that there was a storm approaching. Mowgli ran through the jungle. Suddenly he ran right into Shere Khan. The tiger had been waiting for this moment. The man cub was alone in the jungle at last. Do you know who I am, man cub? Said Shere Khan, showing the boy his sharp claws. Yes, but I'm not afraid of you, said Mowgli. You must be afraid of me. Everyone is afraid of me, said Shere Khan smugly. Well, you don't scare me, said Mowgli. Ah, you have spirit for one so small, said the tiger. You deserve a sporting chance. I will close my eyes and count to 10. It makes the chase more interesting. Shere Khan began to count. 1, 2, 3. But Mowgli did not run. Instead, he reached for a stick. Suddenly, there was a loud clap of thunder. The storm had arrived. Just as Shere Khan was about to attack Mowgli, a bolt of lightning flashed in the sky. The lightning hit a nearby tree, starting a fire. Shere Khan let out a great roar. He was afraid of fire. Mowgli saw that Shere Khan was afraid. He picked up a burning branch and chased the tiger away. Soon, the rain from the storm put out the fire. Just then, Bagheera and Baloo arrived together. They both had been searching for Mowgli and had heard Shere Khan's roar. They were happy to see that Mowgli was not hurt. We're glad you're safe, little britches, said Baloo as Mowgli ran up to the big bear and gave him a happy hug. Baloo and I were very worried, added Bagheera. Mowgli hugged Bagheera too and told them about his encounter with Shere Khan. By the time he finished, the day was ending. So the 3 friends found a safe place to rest. Soon they were all fast asleep. The following morning they all went to the river near the man village. When they arrived they heard someone singing. They crept closer. A young girl was fetching some water from the river. What's that? Said Mowgli. That is a girl cub, Bagheera told him. Mowgli had never seen a girl cub. He decided to take a closer look. As he approached her, he made a little noise. She turned and saw him. She smiled at Mowgli and dropped her jug of water. Hey, Hey, she did that on purpose, Baloo said, as he and Bagheera watched from behind the bushes. Quite right, my friend, said the wise panther with a smile. Mowgli quickly picked up the jug the young girl had dropped and refilled it with water. Then he followed her. Maybe he would like the man village after all. As Mowgli was about to enter the village, he smiled at his friends and waved goodbye. Well, Baloo, said Bagheera, Mowgli will live in the man village from now on. We will miss him, but he is where he belongs. Yes, said Baloo, but I still think he would have made us one swell bear. I hope you enjoyed the stories tonight. At the beginning, I said there would be a bit of work for next week, if you're in Scouting. So next week is St George's Week. It's a special date for Scouts, so I would like you to please attend in uniform, as we'll be renewing our promise together. For the Faith Badge, it asks you to tell a story that shows part of your promise, and I would like you to find a story that does exactly that. In case you've forgotten your promise, it is to do our best, to be kind and helpful, and to love God. So, for an example, in the Jungle Book, Baloo and Bagheera help Mowgli. So they're kind and they're helpful. Let's see how many different stories you can find between you. Don't forget to tell me which part of the promise the story shows and how. Also next week we'll be doing some junk modelling for St George's Week. And that's it for this week. So I hope you've enjoyed it and I'll see you again next week.
Go.
Also, all the resources that I've mentioned in the meeting you can find on Facebook and Instagram at gothbeaverleader star. See you next week.